Hi Year 9, so I just wanted to do a quick video with a task that I know some of you found a little bit tricky. So this is in your Term 5 Week 1 worksheet when you were on doing the new topic of food and drink. So the task that I'm focusing on is task number 4, and this was where you had to pick up the quantities in the shopping list. So I wanted you to find out what the words are in Spanish for these quantities using what we've got on the left hand side. So I've put a hint here saying working out what the food items are first will help you. The reason for that is it will help you narrow down the vocab. So you wouldn't have a loaf of eggs or a dozen milk, would you? Or I don't know, half a kilo of bread. You don't buy bread by weight, you don't buy eggs by loaf, etc. So the quantities are related to the food specifically. So we're going to look through, assuming that we know all of these foods already, which we should do. We know that manzanas is apples. We know that pollo is chicken. We know that leche is milk. We know that tomates is tomatoes. We know that huevos is eggs. We know that pan is bread. We know that pescado is fish. Agua mineral, we know, is mineral water. Queso is cheese. And espaguetis, we know, is spaghetti. So hopefully that'll help us narrow it down. So if we look first of all at our list here, the ones that stand out to me first of all are the ones that are to do with liquid. So we've got a bottle and litre that we need to find. We've got 2 of our items on our list that are liquid, which we've got milk and we've got water. And we're looking for bottle and litre. So for milk, we've got cartones. Now cartones, to me, doesn't look anything like bottle or litre. That looks more like carton. And if you think about it, that's a more logical way to buy your milk, by the carton or sometimes by the bottle. So if we look at the water then, we've got 8 botellas, 4 litros. So here we've got a word that looks like bottle and a word that looks like litre. So those for me make much more sense to be the words that we're looking for. So I'm going to add those in: bottle, botella, litre, litro, and just an S on the end if it's plural. Next thing that stands out to me is loaf. So very few of these items we would buy in loaves. I would say the only one that makes sense really is bread. So we're going to look at our bread. Dos, we know, means 2. Barras, so 2 loaves of bread. Barra would be loaf. And the next one that I would say to look at would be dozen, because there are very few things that we buy in dozens. Eggs is the one that we do buy by the dozen, and if you look here, una docena, you can see there is a similarity there. We've got a near cognate, so it looks very similar to the English docena. Then we have got, we'll come back to packet actually, because that one's quite nice and easy. Now you could buy apples in a packet, you could buy chicken in a packet, you could buy tomatoes in a packet. So we're just going to scan through. Now we know 6 means 6, so that can't be packet. We've got nothing that stands out as packet here, nothing that stands out as packet here. So down the bottom here, spaghetti, un paquete. If we know that the word packet is in here, chances are it's going to be the one that looks like packet, paquete. Okay. Now we've got 3 here with grams in them. So we're going to look for words in our list here. 3 of them that look like they've got the word grams. We've got gramos, gramos, gramos. So we're going to be looking at those 3 items. We're looking for 300, 450 and 500. Now we don't really know numbers this big yet, but we can use clues to help us. If we look at tomatoes, for example, we've got 300. So our 3 we know is 3, which is related to our 3 here. Cientos is our 100. So 300 300 gramos. Okay, 300 gramos. Then we need to look for either a 4 or a 5. This one looks a bit peculiar, so I'm going to come back to this one. Here though, I've got cuatro, which is 400, again 100, and we've got 450 for this one, 50. This looks a bit like 5, so 5 is 5, 50 is 50. So that is our 450 grams. 450 gramos. Squeeze that in there. And then that brings us to our last one. Now 500 doesn't actually look like the word cinco. It's slightly irregular in terms of its spelling. But we know from process of elimination that that has to be 500 because it's the only one left with grams. So 500 gramos. And then half a kilo. We can see that we've got the word kilo here. We're not just looking for a kilo though, we're looking for medio kilo, half a kilo. Okay, so hopefully you were able to use your cognates, near cognates, and sense of common sense, really, just your logical explanations for which one goes with which to find your quantities. And this is something that you can then apply to all other exercises.